Okay, today we're looking at the discriminant. So the discriminant is a bit under the square root in the quadratic formula. So we've got the quadratic formula here. The discriminant is just the b squared minus 4ac. That bit of the quadratic formula. Okay, and we give it this symbol. It's a delta symbol, Greek symbol. So just basically a triangle. Delta, the discriminant equals b squared minus 4ac. So we're just looking at that bit. So remember when we were doing the quadratic formula, I said I want you to just do that bit first. And the reason is because that bit's important. It tells us a bit about our answer. So this bit determines how many solutions we have. Okay. First of all, if whatever's in here is negative, well, we can't do a negative square root. Try it on your calculator right now. Just go square root of negative any negative number you want. You're going to get an error. You can't do the square root of a negative number. So if the discriminant is less than 0, so that's what that's saying, the discriminant is less than 0, which means if the discriminant is negative, it doesn't work. There are no solutions. Okay? So first one, and you need to have this table copied in your book. If the discriminant is negative, there are no solutions. Okay, now sometimes the discriminant could equal 0. So if a discriminant equals 0, we get x equals negative b plus or minus 0 over 2a. Okay, plus 0 is the same as minus 0. So if that's the case, if the discriminant is 0, there's only one solution. Okay, and it's the negative b over 2a. So the discriminant is 0, we only get the one solution. And generally, as you've seen so far with pretty much everything you've done, generally the discriminant is greater than 0, which means it's positive. If the discriminant is greater than 0, it is positive. So in that case, we get plus or minus something. So there's the plus solution and the minus solution, like you've been doing. So that's the discriminant. So this section today is just looking at the discriminant. So let's go and find the discriminant for these two quadratics. So the first one we've got a equals 2, b equals 9, c equals minus 5, b squared minus 4ac equals 9 squared minus 4 times 2 times negative 5. Okay, so we get 81 minus 4 times 2 is minus 8. Minus 8 times minus 5 is plus 40. Just notice how I'm doing that with a minus. I'm just treating this minus sign as a negative. So I'm saying negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. Negative 8 times negative 5 is plus 40. So the discriminant here is going to be 121. Okay, and just note that 121 there, that's a square number. So here, discriminant is greater than 0, we're going to get two solutions. We're going to come back to this one though, because it's really important that that's a square number. So here, we've only got two terms. There's no x term. So that means b equals 0. There's no x term, so it's 0x. A equals 1. A does not equal 0. Lots of people make that mistake. A does not equal 0. It's 1 times x squared. A equals 1. And c equals 10. So we go b squared minus 4ac is going to be, b 0. So we're getting 0 minus 4 times 1 times 10. So minus 4 times 1 is minus 4 times 10 is minus 40. 0 minus 40 is just minus 40. So we've got a negative value. So this will have no solutions. Can't do it because it's got a negative value. Okay, so there are no solutions. Okay, that's it. We're just putting it into b squared minus 4ac. That's all we need to be doing. Okay. Okay, in the case where there are two solutions, so 0 solutions is pretty straightforward. We get a negative value. One solution is pretty straightforward, just get one solution. When there are two solutions, okay, so that means when the discriminant is positive, either discriminant is a square number, so we get two rational solutions, or it's not a square number, so we get two irrational solutions, which are surds or decimals. Okay, so this is where we would use flag and cross, and flag and cross would work in this case. So we probably wouldn't need to use a quadratic formula when there's two rational solutions. This one, we have to use the quadratic formula. Okay. Now I've said back here, we want to go here, so this one here, we get discriminant is 121, so the square root of 121 is 11, so we're going to get negative 9 plus or minus 11 over 2 times 2, and that gives us our rational solutions. Okay, you can try that if you want. So there are some examples. Work example 11. I'm not going to go through them because they're basically doing the same thing. All they're doing is working out the discriminant in each case. Okay, and once they're working out the discriminant, they're going back to this table and they're working out if it's negative, no solutions. If it's 0, there's one solution. If it's positive, there are two solutions. And that is all they're doing in example 11. Okay, so I want you to have a look through work example 11. Pause the video right now. Have a look at example 11, then come back and we'll look at the next page when you come back. Okay? So, now you've had a look at example 11. What we want to do here is we want to find, we're looking at example 12 here, we want to find if two lines intersect. So if two lines intersect, then that means the lines are equal to each other. They cross over, okay? So here we've got a quadratic and here we've got a linear. Okay, so what could happen here? So we could have our quadratic and we could have a straight line going through it. We could have a straight line just touching the bottom, or we could have a straight line that misses it. Okay, there's three possibilities of what could happen. So this is our linear, this is our curve, so this is our quadratic, this is our curved line, this is our linear line, and it could be one of those three. So we want to find out whether this straight line goes through or just touches or misses this quadratic. So we want to see if they're equal, so I'm just going to make them equal to each other. X squared minus 2 equals x minus 3. Just making them equal to each other. Now I'm going to put everything over the one side of the equal sign and get a 0 on this side. So I'm going to go minus the x on this side and plus the 3. So I'm going to get x squared minus x plus 1 is 0. So when I subtract the x and plus the 3, we're left with nothing on this side, which is 0. Plus, minus the x, I have to do the same to this side, so I get minus x. So plus the 3, so I get negative 2 plus 3 is plus 1. Okay, so we've got here a equals 1, b equals minus 1, and c equals 1. Okay, a equals 1, b equals minus 1, c equals 1. So the discriminant is b squared minus 4ac, which is going to be negative 1 in brackets squared, because we have to square the negative as well as the 1, minus 4 times 1 times 1. So this is going to be negative 1 squared is just 1. 4 times 1 is 4. Well, it's negative 4 times 1. Negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. 1 minus 4 equals minus 3. Okay, equals minus 3. So that means there are no solutions because the discriminant is negative. So no, they don't cross. Okay, they don't intersect. So we've got, this is going to be the situation. It's going to go underneath. Okay, so today working on exercise 8.5, just the tick sheet questions. If you've got any questions, ask me in Teams chat and I'll help you out there. Okay, see you next time.